841, 856, 857, 858, 859.
Your Excellency, the President of the Senate, National Assembly. Dear Sir, nomination into the office of Deputy Senate Minority Whip. As Mr. President is aware of the unfortunate defection, I'm not aware of an unfortunate defection. I'm aware of a very pleasant development. As Mr. President is aware of the unfortunate defection of the former Deputy Senate Minority Whip, distinguished Senator Sahabia Ukaura, from the People's Democratic Party to the APC, the All Progressives Congress, the leadership of PDP studied and reviewed the unfortunate development. After due and wide consultations, the leadership of the party resolved and agreed to nominate and forward to you the name of distinguished Senator Ibrahim Abdullahi Dambaba from Sokoto State to fill in the vacancy in accordance with the provision of Section 47, subsection 6 of the PDP Constitution as amended in 2017. While counting on the confidence of the distinguished Senate President and the entire distinguished senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, kindly accept the PDP leadership's highest consideration and esteem. Regards. Signed, Senator Umaru Ibrahim Tsauri, our brother, our friend, distinguished Senator Ibrahim Abdullahi Dambaba. And I want to pray here, brother too. Congratulations. No, it's okay. I can see Senator Dambaba, the new Deputy Minority Whip, is very popular with this side. And there's so much prayers. Petitions, the DSP.
My President, my distinguished colleagues, the Senate notes that since 2011, various communities in southern Kaduna, senatorial district of Kaduna State, have been consistently attacked by the headsmen, resulting in deaths, injuries, loss of properties, and displacement of the communities. This attack continued through 2016 to 2018 and abated in 2019. However, from June to December 2020, another wave of the attacks resumed in various communities of a chiefdom in Zango Katok local government area. During this wave of attacks, Boragan, Takanai, Hyugudu, Sabon Kaura, Chibok, Mazaki, Oboya, Angwan Wikili, Kakao, Angwan Tobo, and several villages around the peripheries of Zango Katok. Semi-urban were attacked, many people killed, settlement and houses razed, farm products destroyed, household properties and other valuable livestock, food, stuff, etc. also destroyed. Further note that another round of attacks has erupted since last week and 8 July 2021, just about the same period the attacks of 2020 were launched. This time, the attacks are directed at all communities in the chiefdom. with spontaneous riots all over the villages that make up the chiefdom in Zango Katab, local government area of Kaduna State. Senate may note also that specifically, as at Tuesday, 12 July 2021, several villages, including Bora, Wakan, Takanai, Ongwan, Bohoro, Makauro, Kachachere, Fiziai, Magamia, Manchong, Magata, Kakao, Matiai, Jankasa, Makwahu, and several neighboring villages are being surrounded, attacked by armed gunmen. Several families and homes have been wiped out, with all family members killed, especially in PIB. Aware also that there is a general atmosphere of insecurity in Kaduna South Senatorial District of Kaduna State. At the moment, and local inhabitants cannot access their farms holding for cultivation to support food security and national development. Further note that some time past there was a resolution to set up the military battalion and base in the radius of 20 kilometers away from Kafachan, and these resolutions have since been made good. The military base should be made to live up to its responsibility. Furthermore, that militants attacking and killing people in the chiefdom have been identified, including people wearing military uniforms and camouflage. Resolving to observe a minute silence for the respect of the souls of the deceased victims of the attacks. Call on the federal government to declare a security emergency in Zango Katab local government area in southern Kaduna Senatorial District. Call on the federal government to set up a military strike force in the Zango Katab local government area of Kaduna State as an interim measure to protect natives and others from invading attacks by armed headsmen. Urge the security agencies to identify efforts to apprehend and bring to justice all persons involved in this attack. Call on the federal government to set up internally displaced person IDP camps in Zango Kato local government to cater for all who have been displaced by this attack. The federal government to intensify effort to request FEMA to provide food and relief materials for the people grounded in the IDP camps for now. Mr. President, this request is being made by my people, and I am bringing it before you to kindly see to this problem that we are facing. All our people are left homeless.
Senator Danjumala, then I will proceed to make my own comments. But I will start first by also drawing the attention to the Senate that the issue of insecurity in Kaduna is an issue that has been in the public knowledge at the moment, but I've listened to the prayers by my own distinguished colleague. But I want to say here that Kaduna State Governor have already done most of the things my distinguished colleagues have suggested in his own prayers. Number one, the governor in the last 2 or 3 weeks have been talking with the security agencies in Nigeria, particularly the Nigerian army. And as we are talking, about 2,000 security personnel have been deployed to Kaduna only last week because of the request made by the governor of Kaduna State, Governor Nasur Ahmed El-Rufai. We have been experiencing issue of kidnappings and issue of banditry in Kaduna State, not only in Zango and Katab, but areas like Chukun, Kajuru local government. And like we're all aware, we have moved a lot of motions here on the floor of the Senate calling on the security to be very, very active and try to protect the lives and properties of our own people. All I can say here is that so far the Senate have taken very important steps, particularly last week where we passed, we have agreed on coming up with funding support for the military and the security apparatus in this country. And because of that, I have no doubt in my mind, with the effort so far made by Kaduna State Governor, we will certainly solve the issue or resolve the problem of insecurity in Kaduna State. I sympathize with our people because despite the effort being made by the governor, and of course, all of us who are leaders from Kaduna State, we usually have quarterly meetings, including the Sungu Senator Lanjumala, myself, the Sungu Senator Abdul Kwari, and all elected members in the National Assembly. And we are working closely with the Kaduna State Governor and the security agencies in this country to resolve this problem of insecurity in Kaduna State. Mr. President, I also support the position made by my distinguished colleagues that we need more support from the security agencies in this country, despite the fact that the governor is doing everything humanly possible to resolve this issue. And I would like to seize this opportunity to commend our governor, Governor Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai, for the step he has taken so far in trying to end the crisis of insecurity in Kaduna State. Thank you very much.
Distinguished colleagues, for the reports of the souls of the deceased victims of the attacks. Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against any say aye. Prayer 2, call on the federal government to declare a security emergency in Zangon Kataf local government, Kaduna Southern Senatorial District. Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against any say aye. Prayer 3, call on the federal government to set up a military strike force in the Zangon Kataf local government area of Kaduna State as an interim measure to protect Atiab natives and others from invading attacks by armed herdsmen. Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against any say aye. Prayer 4, urge the security agencies to intensify efforts to apprehend and bring to justice all persons involved in these attacks. Those in favor say aye. Those against any say aye. Prayer 5, call on the federal government to set up internally displaced persons camps in Zangon Kataf local government area to cater for all who have been displaced by these attacks. Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against any say aye. And prayer 6, the federal government to intensify efforts to request FEMA to provide food. No, it's supposed to be NEMA, not FEMA. FEMA is a road intervention. The federal government to intensify efforts to request NEMA to provide food and relief materials for the people crowding in the IDP camps for now. On one hand, you are saying government should set up an IDP camp. Now you say there is a camp. So there is a camp already. Okay. The federal government to intensify efforts to request NEMA to provide food and relief materials for the people crowding in the IDP camps. For now, those who know this prayer say aye. Those against any say aye.
The President and most distinguished and respected members, I am Michael Okoyemi Bamidele. I represent the Ekiti Central Senatorial District. I rise to move that the Senate do receive the report of the Joint Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters, the Committee on Navy, and the Committee on Marine Transport on the Nigerian Maritime Zones Act, Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2021 SB 49 to be laid. Mr. President, I so move.
Background. The Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on Tuesday, the 1st of June 2021, considered the request from the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria requesting for approval of the federal government 2018-2020 external borrowing rolling plan. The communication, together with the attached schedule, was referred to the Committee on Local and Foreign Debt for further legislative action. The request of Mr. President is in compliance with the provision of the Debt Management Office Establishment Act 2003 DMO and the Fiscal Responsibility Act 2007 FRA, which both enjoin the President to seek and obtain the approval of the National Assembly in respect of the external borrowing program of the Federation and the states. The provision of the above statutes, together with the revised guidelines for external and domestic borrowing issued by the DMO, pursuant to its power under the DMO Act, require that all tiers of government of the Federation shall borrow only on the following conditions. 1. Shall specify the purpose for which the borrowing is intended, which shall only be for long-term capital expenditure and human capital development. 2. Such borrowing shall be on concessional terms with low interest rate and with a reasonably long amortization period. 3. Shall present a cost-benefit analysis detailing the economic and social benefit of the purpose for which the intended borrowing will be applied. 4. Shall provide satisfactory proof of the existence of prior authorization in the appropriation law for the purpose for which the borrowing is to be utilized. 5. Such borrowing shall have the approval of the relevant Executive Council. 6. Such borrowing shall be approved by resolution of the relevant Legislative Assembly. 7. Such external borrowing shall be executed for and on behalf of the federal government by the Minister of Finance or any other person the Minister may designate in writing. Financial institutions and development agencies are required by the above statutes to request and obtain proof of compliance with the provision of Part 6 of the Federal Responsibility Act, Fiscal Responsibility Act, before lending to any government in the Federation. The Act provides that failure to do so is an offense and may render the facility unlawful, thus unenforceable among other sanctions. 2. Mandate of the committee. The committee has the mandate of the Senate to consider the above request and make appropriate recommendations for consideration and approval of the Senate at plenary. Methodology. The task before the committee was to undertake a thorough and detailed consideration of each and every project together with the proposed terms and conditions attached to the borrowing from the development agency provided the fund in order to ensure that a genuine need to borrow and an ability to repay is established. Due to the enormity of the task and the need for careful consideration and appraisal of the various projects and the intended financial accommodations sought, the committee decided to adopt a phased approach to the consideration. The committee held interactive sessions and received written presentations from the following federal ministries, departments, and agencies, and the government of Edo State, Ondo, who were all invited to appear before it during the interactive session for briefing and to deal with questions and provide details. 1. Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning. 2. Federal Ministry of Works and Housing. 3. Federal Ministry of Transportation. 4. Federal Ministry of Power Resources. 5. Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. 6. Federal Ministry of Aviation. 7. Federal Ministry of Interior. 8. Transmission Company of Nigeria. 9. National University Commission. 10. National Identity Management Commission. 11. Northeast Development Commission. 12. Debt Management Office. 13. Government of Edo State. 14. Government of Ondo State. And 15. Government of Ogun State. 4. Reference to working documents. The following reference to working documents were relied upon by the committee in the course of its assignment. A. Communication from Mr. President together with the attached schedule. B. Fiscal Responsibility Act 2007. C, Debt Management Office, 2003. 4, revised 2012 external and domestic borrowing guidelines for federal and state government and their agencies issued by DMO. E, document presented by the various stakeholders. 5, committee findings and observations. 1, the committee knows with utmost importance the genuine and very serious concern of Nigerians about the level and sustainability to serviceability of our borrowing activities in the last decade. 2, the committee further knows that our debt service figures constitute a huge drain on our revenue to the extent that it can account for over 30% of our expenditure in the annual budget. 3, the committee knows that due to the shortfall in our annual revenue in relation to our need and rapid infrastructure and human capital development, we have to pass deficit budget every year, requiring us to borrow to finance deficit in our budget. 4, the committee knows that out of the total borrowing request of 36 billion 837 million 281,256 contained in the forwarded request of Mr. President, a sum of 26 billion 154,000 million 536,533 is for funds proposed to be borrowed from various financial institutions for the People's Republic of China. 5, the committee knows that their proposed projects in the Ministry of Transportation, FCT, Aviation, Works and Housing, Agriculture and Water Resources, and some commissions such as National University Commission, Northeast Development Commission, and the National Identity Management Commission are mostly ongoing projects and programs irrespective of which external borrowed funds have been spent in the past, including loans. 6, these projects have a multiplying effect on stimulating economic growth through infrastructural development, job creation, and poverty alleviation, stimulation of commercial and engineering activities, and the consequent tax revenues payable to the government as a result of these productive activities. Works and Housing. Federal Ministry of Works. 1, construction of Lafia Bypass Road and the dualization of 9th Mile, Enugu, Otukpo, Makurdi Road Project, Kefi Phase 1, at a cost of $845.7 billion and to be funded by China Exim Bank. 2, construction of Akwanga, Jos, Bauchi, Gombe Carriageway Project at a cost of $1.33 billion to be financed by China Exim Bank. The total from Federal Ministry of Works is $2,178,753,419 US. The committee found that the China Exim Bank has expressed its willingness to support Nigeria by providing funds for the construction of critical road infrastructure in line with our desire to promote the real sectors of the economy and facilitate efficient movement of goods and persons around the country. B, the committee knows that the various other road projects across the various geopolitical zones of the country are simultaneously undergoing critical rehabilitation and or reconstruction. Transportation sector, Federal Ministry of Transportation. The projects under that is 1, Port Harcourt to Maiduguri with branches to Yola and Damaturu rail lines. Total distance of 1,408 kilometers. The amount allocated to be borrowed is $2.48 billion and to be funded by Industrial and Commercial Bank of China. Second one is Kano Maradi SGRO with branch to Duse at a cost of $1.959 billion to be funded by European ECA. A, the committee found out that these projects are in line with National Infrastructure Master Plan and the 25-year strategic vision for the development of the Nigeria Railway 2002. B, the committee found that China Exim Bank had previously extended loans for phases of some of these railway infrastructure projects across the nation. 9, aviation sector, Federal Ministry of Aviation. 1, the projects that they want to carry out are 1, 4 airport terminal expansion project, phase 2, at a cost of $208.9 million to be funded by China Exim Bank. 2, accelerate works on 4 airports expansion projects at a cost of $183.6 million to be financed by China Exim Bank. The total other aviation is $392.5 million. The committee found that the projects are intended to meet the increasing demands of the nation's air transportation and full rehabilitation and realization of the functioning of the 4 international airports. B, the committee knows that the implementation of the works on the airport will improve the development of the aviation industry in the country and improve the socio-economic development of the country. Federal Capital Territory. Ministry of Federal Capital Territory. The project under that heading is supply of rolling stock and depot equipment for Abuja Light Rail Project. The cost is $157 million to be funded by China Exim Bank. The committee knows that the provision of a rail system for the Federal Capital Territory is crucial for sustainable integration of the political, social, and economic activities within the satellite towns and the Federal Capital City. 2, B, the committee knows that the completion of the project and the deployment of the rolling stock and the equipment will provide cheaper, efficient, and safe transportation system and ease of movement of residents of the Federal Capital Territory. Education sector. 1, under the education sector, we have 3 items that are to be funded. 1 is Second Africa Higher Education Center of Excellence for Development Impact Project, Second AC Impact. The cost is $75 million to be funded by World Bank. The Second Africa Higher Education Center Excellence for Development Impact, Second AC Impact.
Chairman, which page are you? No, please, you don't have to go through all these documents now. Go to recommendations, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Page 11. That the Senate do approve the underlisted ongoing negotiation of the external borrowing in the sum of $8,325,526,537 and 490 million euro under the 2018-2020 external borrowing rolling plan. The funding agencies are well detailed. They are from World Bank, China Exim Bank, Industrial Commercial Bank of China, African Development Bank, African Going Together Fund, French Development Agency, European Investment Bank, European ECA Agency, and International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFDA, totaling $8,325,526,537 US and 490 million euros. The detailed schedules are also attached, are numbered from A to I. The terms and conditions of the loan from the funding agencies will be forwarded to National Assembly prior to the execution of same for concurrence and proper documentation. Conclusion. The committee wishes to place on record that the above recommended approved projects amounting to 8.35 billion and 490 million euro are projects in respect of which the committee has concluded its legislative due diligence. B, the committee knows that there are various other projects contained in the request of Mr. President which have not been listed in this batch of the report and are being processed by the committee. C, the committee said that in respect of this outstanding request, interactions, considerations, and discussions are ongoing with the respective implementing ministries, departments, and agencies, and the committee recommendation will be laid before the Senate as will be done contained in subsequent reports. The committee wishes to sincerely express its appreciation to the Senate leadership for the opportunity to serve in this capacity. I so submit, Mr. President.
The list, maybe the committee should have sought that. Distinguished colleagues, let's start with the recommendation 1, that the Senate do approve the underlisted ongoing negotiation of external borrowing in the sum of $8,325,526,537 only under the 20 and 490 million euro under the 2018-2020 external borrowing rolling plan. And the details are World Bank, $796 million, China Exim Bank, $2,901,026,509, Industrial Commercial Bank of China, $2,484,555,304 US, Africa Development Bank, $104,200,000 US, Africa Growing Together Fund, $20 million, French Development Agency, 240 million euro, European Investment Bank, 250 million euro, European ECA, 1,959,744,724 million US, International Fund for Agriculture Development, IFAD, $60 million, grand total, $8,325,526,537 million US, 490 million euro in total. Those, and of course the schedules, those in favor that this recommendation be approved, say aye. Those against, say nay, the ayes have it. Recommendation 2, on page 13, that's the last page, that the terms and conditions of the loan from the funding agencies be forwarded to the National Assembly prior to the execution of same for concurrence and proper documentation. Those in favor of this recommendation, say aye. Those against, say nay, the ayes have it. Leader of the Senate.
The single senators will recall that the Senate and the House passed different versions of the bill of the Petroleum Industry Bill 2021. The conference committee of both houses have met and harmonized the differences in accordance with the Senate Standing Order number 88. Mr. President, with your permission, I wish to move a motion for the Senate to consider to receive.
You may proceed.
Point of order, Mr. President. My point of order is founded on Order 15, privileges.
What exactly do you want to speak about? Is it on this report?
Let me make it clear firstly, Mr. President.
No, just I want to confirm something. Is it on this report? Allow him to present the report, then I can take your point of order. Because he has not presented the report, so we don't even know what is.
Out before we take the consideration of the report. Mr. President, I won't take much of your time.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Thank you very much. Let me concede, firstly, that at this point in time, following our legislative processes, we are not re-arguing or re-debating the PIB bill. I'm aware of that, and I'm not inviting the Senate to do so. I'm not. I just want to bring to the attention the fact that we are aware of what has gone on in this bill, and to bring to your notice how the people who are producing the resources we're talking about feel about this bill, the subject matter of the report that we're about to discuss. Mr. President, let me report myself to you that on the day we concluded work on this bill, on that day, some of us disagreed with the processes, some of us disagreed with the conclusions, and some of us quietly took our leave of the chamber. And we are monitoring developments, we have challenges we are managing back home. People misunderstand the roles that have been played. Now, today, we are here to discuss the conference report. Mr. President, you know that some of us have reached out to all opinion leaders explaining the challenges. We thank this National Assembly. And Mr. President, you were part.
The distinguished Senator Sirachi Dixon, privilege that has been infracted.
Point of order, sir.
Senator Sirachi Dixon, you know I've given you more than 2 minutes now. You raise point of order on privilege. You are privileged either as an individual senator or a group of us you think have been breached. So it is for you, within those minutes I've given you, to show how your privilege has been breached. And I think we don't need to go into a long-distance explanation on what happened. We all knew we voted on this thing. There was debate, there was voting. But of course, I thought when you raise matter of privilege, you listen. Immediately somebody raises it, you have to listen to. So I will give you 1 minute to round it up, please.
The privilege I'm raising is to put it on that our view, some of us, the contributions we wanted to make on this issue could not be accommodated or were not accommodated. Now, on that day, as I said, some of us quietly left the chamber. Even when we had the dinner, some of us, when we got the conference report, we had a terrible evening, couldn't even stay for the president's dinner. And Mr. President, I and a few of us will be unable to stay here and be part of this discussion because it is unconscionable. We disagree with...
Okay, now I've taken point of order. You may sit down, please. I've listened to your point of order, and I want to remind all of us here that when the Senate takes a resolution, it becomes the resolution of the Senate. Sometimes it goes our way, in a favorable way. Sometimes it goes against us. It's not exactly what we want. But I want to appeal to us. If you don't get it your way today, you may get it to your way tomorrow. So I will appeal to all of us that please, when the Senate takes a resolution, no matter how uncomfortable it is the resolution of the Senate. And at this point, we are not going to be debating what happened before. Our people, the people we represent here, definitely sometimes will not understand the kind of role we have played. I am sensitive to all these things, and I want to urge you, and if there is any other distinguished senator who is thinking the same way, that this is the way democracy works. And I will appeal to you not to live like you did before, because there are other things that you need to participate. And for me, I think you should make a political capital out of that thing that you didn't get. Tomorrow, you could approach your colleagues and say, the other time you didn't support me on this. Please support me on this. But if you walk away, it's like you have lost it because you cannot relate with your colleagues. So I appeal to all of us that we have to go forward. We are finished with this, and we take the report of our committee. Leader of the Senate.
For an act to provide legal governance, regulatory and fiscal framework for the Nigerian petroleum industry and the development of host communities and for related matters 2021. The conference committee on this bill was constituted at plenary on Tuesday, 6 July 2021 with a mandate to harmonize areas of differences in the petroleum industry bill as passed by both the Senate and the House of Representatives. The paragraph 2 shows the composition of the committee in the Senate and the composition in the House of Representatives. We carry out this work over a period of 2 days, and the differences in the bills which are passed are in clauses 9, 29, 32, 33, 41, 47, 48, 52, 64, 79, 86, 94, 104, 125, 160, 240, 310, 350, 317, and 318, and the first schedule. During the technical sessions that we have, the committee, after exhaustive and intractable deliberations, adopted 93, 94, 95, 29, 32 RR, 33U, 33Y, 41 2 and G, 52 subsection 1, 52 subsection 2, 52 subsection 4E, 52 subsection 5, 52 subsection 5B, 52 subsection 7, 52 subsection 7B, 52 subsection 7C, 52 subsection 7D, 52 subsection 7E, 58 subsection 2, 52 subsection 10, 52 subsection 10B, 52 subsection 12, 52 subsection 14, 52 subsection 14A, 52 subsection 14B, 52 subsection 14C, 52 subsection 14D, 52 subsection 14E, 52 subsection 15, 52 subsection 16, 52 subsection 17, 79 subsection 7, 79 subsection 8, 86 subsection 2, 104 subsection 4, 125 subsection 1, 160 subsection 2, 240 subsection 2, 2310 subsection 4, 317 subsection 8 1, 317 subsection 8 2, 317 subsection 8 3, 317 subsection 8 4, 318 and the first schedule as clauses as passed in the Senate version of the bill. And then section 9 subsection 2, 47 subsection 2A, 48 subsection 1, 52 subsection 7A, 64 subsection C, 94 subsection 8A, 310 subsection G, 310 subsection H, and 315 subsection B are clauses that were passed on the differences as captured by the House of Representatives. Our recommendation, after the adoption of the differences in the bill as passed by the Conference Committee, we hereby recommend that the Senate and the House of Representatives do approve the above recommendations of its Conference Committee on a bill for an act to provide legal, governance, regulatory, and fiscal framework for the Nigerian petroleum industry and the development of host communities and for related matters, 2021. Distinguished colleagues, on behalf of the Conference Committee, I wish to express my sincere gratitude and appreciation. Colleagues.
Any comments? We'll go to the recommendation. Distinguished colleagues, those in favor that the Senate do approve the Conference Committee report on the Petroleum Industry Bill 2021, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader of the Senate.
I represent the good people of Edo South Central District.
What is the point of order? Which order? Further order 43. I will refer you to 39. Arrangements of business. Just go to page 27. Page 27. And you look at the arrangement of business. Order 43 is supposed to come under personal explanation. That is item 9. We are past item 9. We are now in item 10, order of the day. So I rule you out of order. Which order, please? Order what? Order 43. Distinguished. I have taken, but go ahead and read order 43. Let me listen. No, before you read it, look at the side. It says personal explanation. That is where I want you to read. And then go to page 27 of our standing orders and read order 39. By our standing orders here. At this point, you can't do personal explanation because the order doesn't allow you to do that. That's the point. The personal explanation could come before the order of the day starts. We are already deep in the order of the day. We are past the personal explanation. That is our standing order. It's not me. That is what we have accepted. And you can look at your standing order. You have the book there with you.
The report of Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for the confirmation of nomination for appointment as National Commissioner for the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and in its wisdom, the Senate referred same to this committee through a referral order dated 22nd June 2021 for further legislative action. The confirmation of the nomination for the appointment of Professor Sani Mohammed Adam, Senior Advocate of Nigeria North Central, as Commissioner of the International Electoral Commission, was made under provision of Section 1531F of the Constitution. Further, this request was made pursuant to the provision of Section 1541 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, which requires that the appointment of chairman and members of any of the bodies so established under Section 1531F shall be made by the President, and the appointments shall be subject to confirmation by the Senate. For the avoidance of doubt, the Section 1541 provides as follows. Except in the case of ex-official members, for where other provisions are made in this Constitution, the chairman members of any of the bodies so established shall, subject to the provision of this Constitution, be appointed by the President, and appointment shall be subject to confirmation by the Senate. Mr. President, the nominee, as normal as usual, appeared again in presence of us. Last time we stepped down for confirmation of the nominee because we are expecting some few documents, especially the court judgment that a petition wrote, but there are no attachment to the court judgment. Now that we have the court judgment, we sat and deliberated as follows. The committee interviewed Professor Sani Mohammed Adams again and received exploratory regarding his personal life, work experience, stability, competence, and integrity for appointment as National Electoral Commissioner representing the North Central. Findings. After a thorough investigation into the petition against the nominee, the committee found out that the petition against this was faulty and that the reason for the termination, not dismissal as alleged by the petitioner, was not based on gross misconduct, but on rationalization policy of the federal government, of which he was rationalized. The court judgment was based on whether or not his appointment shall have been terminated, and this has nothing to do with his integrity or moral uprightness. So, Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, in view of the outcome of the investigation into the petition against the nominee as indicated in paragraph 4.1 above, the committee hereby recommends that Professor Sani Mohammed Adam, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, be confirmed by the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as National Commissioner of Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, on behalf of the members of the committee, I wish to most sincerely thank the President of the Senate, principal officers, and indeed distinguished members of this Senate for giving the Senate Committee on Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, the opportunity to serve in this regard. Thank you. I so move.
Comments? Leader of Committee of the Whole.
Mr. President, my highly respected and distinguished colleagues, I rise to move a motion for this distinguished chamber to move into to resolve into Committee of the Whole to consider this report.
Committee on Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on the screening of Professor Sani Mohammed Adam, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, North Central, as a National Commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and approve the nomination. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole? Thank you. Confirmation. Will the Senate confirm the nomination of Sani Mohammed Adam, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, for appointment as a Commissioner representing North Central? Those in favor will say aye. Those against any, the ayes have it. The nomination of Sani Mohammed Adam, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, is hereby confirmed as a Commissioner representing North Central in the Independent National Electoral Commission. Distinguished colleagues, those in favor of the motion that the Senate do consider the report of the Independent National Electoral Commission, our Committee on Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on the Electoral Act number 6, 2010, Amendment Bill, say aye. Those against any, the ayes have it.